before we started working together, what was going on with you? How were you feeling? What was confusing or frustrating? Or even what had you tried?
Um, I will say through the years, I have tried several different things. Um, I tried using calorie counting with MyFitnessPal, and I would restrict down to 1,200 calories a day or 1,000 maybe. Um, Whoops. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. My phone took a dive.
You're fine.
Um, I tried Weight Watchers as well, and I found those to be very similar, like the point system. I ended up pretty low on calorie intake using Weight Watchers. So it's kind of my understanding of that app and that system is the same idea of lowering your calories by assigning point values. Another thing I've tried is I think it's called Optavia food system where they ship you all the little puff balls and pretzels and snacks and meals and everything. Um, it's a super low carb system that did not work well for me. I lost weight immediately and quickly, but it made me feel horrible. I got headaches and I was just starving to death all the time, and they told me to eat pickles or drink broth. Ultimately, that wasn't a good choice for me. Also, because a super high protein, super low carb is not good for my particular health situation. Another thing I tried during COVID, I bought the Beachbody online app, and I was doing some of their programs, like the Morning Meltdown, which is 100 different workouts, and it's a mix of strength training some days of the week, recovery 1 day or 2 days, like stretching and recovery, yoga type stuff, and then super intense hit. Like the kind where I'm doing burpees until I'm ready to vomit. So that was really effective for me. It when I had nothing else to do in my life, when COVID was going on, I was working out 6, 7 days a week. I got really addicted to it. I loved the endorphins. I felt great when I was done. I just, when real life came back and I started leaving the house, I couldn't work out that much. So it wasn't nearly as effective for me. So those are the things I've tried. I cannot say I've ever tried like diet pills or medication or injections or anything like that. I've considered it because I was so desperate by the time I found you. Um, and I was watching a lot of the women in my life, especially in the dance community, going on Ozempic. And I felt really cheated and upset that they were hitting their goals and they were looking fat, like fabulous and feeling fabulous and noticeably thinner, and aesthetically better, as far as like standards, beauty standards in the world and in the dance world. And I felt really jealous that they were able to do that. And I was struggling so hard. And I was thinking, why don't I just take the easy way and do what they're doing? It seems like what everybody's doing, but I had my own concerns about that with regards to my health and with regards to it being effective long term. I know that people come on and off, and there's a lot of research about whether it works when you come back off or not. Um, I noticed my weight going up the past couple of years, I think, because of several factors. I started drinking alcohol more. I, after COVID, started going out to eat socially and being in a party and social situations where food was more indulgent and more available, right? Because when you're at home for COVID, you can control your own diet and you don't eat out and you tend to eat healthier. At least I certainly did. I also got married, and my husband is not super healthy eater, and watching him and being with him eating a lot of desserts and burgers and fast food and pasta and heavy indulgent meals made me want to do that too. And so I did. And then on top of all of that, my physical activity fell off, and definitely reduced a lot, and that made me tired. And so I got into this cycle where I would eat more and feel miserable and feel overly full and bloated and tired and then didn't want to work out. And it just fell into like this cycle. I was complaining to my doctor, my general practitioner, and to my OBGYN, oh my God, this is perimenopause. This sucks. And, there's nothing I can do. And, women get older and we get fat, and that's just what happens. And I guess it's just, I thought maybe it would happen when I was like 80, but I guess it's happening now and I'm just effed. That's what I thought. And my doctors validated me. They said, yes, it's harder to keep your weight down and to keep your muscle mass up as you age and this and that. They didn't really openly say, yeah, this is hormones are causing this, or they aren't, or they didn't really talk to me about my nutrition or my exercise. In my head, I guess my nutrition wasn't really at fault, which now I understand after starting to track that, yes, it was in part my fault and at fault, I mean, and my exercise and a lot of things. But now I understand that being 43 is not time to give up and just say, I'm going to get fat. I don't have to do that. And I also don't have to suffer in the ways that I had previously. Now, after finding your program, I was just going about it the wrong way, and I was moaning and complaining and blaming my hormones and not taking control and doing the things that I needed to do to feel better and look better. So that was a really long answer.
No, I'm totally happy with all of that. Um, what made you decide to get started, to start working with us? Or were you hesitant? Were you worried?
What two things I think. One is that my clothes weren't fitting anymore, and I was continually buying bigger clothes, and I don't want to do that. I like the clothes that I have, and I wanted to fit back into them, and I wanted. It's gonna sound weird, but when I feel like when a woman gains weight, certain if you have certain outfits that still fit, right? And then you have the ones that you really love that don't fit anymore. So when you go into your closet, you're like, oh, well, I can't wear that. Oh, I'm not wearing that because I'm bloated today. I can't. I wanted to be able to walk in and just be like, oh my God, everything fits great. I can wear whatever I have that I want, whatever I feel like wearing today. I wasn't at that point. And then the second reason, which is a lot more sad, I was avoiding dance competitions, which is the thing that I love most because I didn't want anybody to see me and how much weight I had gained. Because you can't cover it, right? You have these skimpy little costumes. And I even bought a couple new ones because the old ones were definitely not fitting how I like them to. And I finally realized that that's a terrible reason for me to miss a dance competition. I love what I do, and I have the ability and the health right now. Like I don't have a foot problem, I don't have a chronic illness. Like I can go and do what I want to do and dance, but I'm hiding because I feel bad about how I look. And I felt like that was really sad. And I didn't want that to be. It's just very embarrassing to be in that world where how you look matters so much and how you've looked for many years, right? I've been dancing on the same circuit for 15 years nearly. I think 14 years. And I've always been thin. And to have people look at you and think, oh, she's gone downhill or oh, she got fat. Like maybe they're thinking that, maybe they're not. But in my head, they were. And I was extremely embarrassed. And I think that was the last straw for me to make a decision to do something. So that's why I sought you out. And I know that I've been able to make changes in my life in the past. So that made me feel like it would work. That made me confident in how it would work. But the bigger thing is that what you were talking about is made for people like me. So women who are high performing and driven and don't necessarily have a lot of time in their day to get this kind of stuff done and have performance goals. Like my muscles need to perform in order for me to do my sport and what I love to do. Um, and your program seemed to address that. It seemed to um, be designed to fuel my goals and not be all about restriction. I listened a lot to what you said about I'm not trying to make you survive on 1,000 calories and starve your body. I am trying to teach you to eat the right way and the right things to support what you want to do. And that your program involves lifting. And I remember when I added that back in COVID, when I was starting to do the beach body stuff about 6 years ago, it made me feel great, just freaking awesome when not just when I finished a workout, but I felt stronger in my everyday life. Less prone to injury, more energy, more like I get up and take a walk and not be like falling asleep on the couch at 10 o'clock at night. And so I felt like listening to the methods that you had, the support options you had available, and the idea of a personal trainer. I am a driven person, right? You're not a driven person if you go all the way through the PhD, you're pretty much you're gonna do your homework, right? So I knew that it was gonna work for me if somebody told me what to do and gave me homework and gave me accountability and said, I want you to go do this 3 times a week. I want you to eat this, and we're gonna hit this goal that you set. I know my personality and it's perfect fit for your program. So I listened to the ways you described your program, and it seemed like a good fit, and it seemed like something that I felt very strongly would work for me. And I was right, just FYI. I think so yeah, that's why that's those are the things that I thought about before I decided to make an investment. And speaking of investment, it seemed really expensive to me when we started, but I will tell you I am 1,000 times over glad that I made the decision. Well, there's just no doubt in my mind. It was correct for me, and it was worth every single penny, like or more than what I have paid, what I've gotten back out of it.
Well, I'm so incredibly happy to hear that, and you've done the work. So tell me then a little bit more about the changes you've noticed, the results, or how you feel in your body compared to how you did back then.
Oh, girl, I've got a lot to say about that.
Oh, good. Let's
Um,
go.
so I am seeing lines in my arms and my legs that weren't there before. I'm seeing some cuts in my abs that were not there before, and I love seeing that. It looks freaking fabulous. I have fit back into my old dance costumes, and I feel like $1,000,000 on the floor. I've had a couple people come up to me and say, What are you doing? What are you eating for breakfast? Like, how are you looking like this?" And good God, that makes me feel great. All I can wear all my clothes, whatever I want to wear, and new ones that I have bought because I feel freaking fabulous. Even more than that, I don't know how to describe this. Um, I feel stronger when I'm dancing and faster, but I don't even know how. Like when I'm doing cha-cha, like I can tell my body to um to like turn it on, like turn up the gas, right, in the muscles that I'm using, and they respond. And that is amazing to me. I feel the difference. I don't know how to explain it, but
More connected to your body, maybe?
yes, more in control and more um connected to my body. I think so because Missy and I have talked about mind muscle connection. And if I'm doing lunges, I want to think about spreading my toes. I want to think about my ankle. I want to think about the muscle I'm using to do those lunges, right? So I think that's playing out in my dance. And then just the pure strength of it. The muscle mass I've built propels me more. Like my basic steps and waltz and my lowering in the waltz step are stronger and steadier and less wobbly since I've been doing this and I'm building all this muscle in my legs. It's translating to my dance getting better and faster and stronger and more stable. I just feel it when I'm doing it. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel it. I feel the difference, which is what I was hoping for, the aesthetic and the dance improvement.
Yeah. Absolutely. And, talk to me um, about any revelations or identity shifts, how we know it's impacted your dance, but how are you feeling or what, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but do you notice like less stress around your health and your fitness?
Yes, I no longer feel out of control and like a victim of my hormones and a victim of perimenopause. Uh, because I understand that I don't have to give up at this point. Like I'm not done. I don't have to be fat and ugly and weak just because I turned 43. Like that's stupid. Like I, I was like being a victim, I think. And now I don't feel like that anymore. I feel much more in control and I feel like I get to play a part in and make decisions toward how mobile and healthy I'm going to be when I get older because of these investments I'm making in myself right now. And I get to decide how I'm going to look when I'm 50. And it's going to be hot because I have found this way. The second revelation is it's not as hard as I thought. It's not torturous. Like going down to 1,000 calories a day, that was torture for me because I like to eat. And I'm also a volume eater. So that was just off. It was horrible for me. But I feel like even when I was cutting, it was sustainable. And then when I was in maintenance, I was like, wow, I can do this. I get a lot of food a day. I feel like I get a lot of calories a day, more than I ever expected. And I felt not miserable. I felt like, yeah, when I was cutting, yeah, I would like to eat more, but I don't feel like I'm starving to death. And I feel like that's important for sustainability for me long term because clearly in the past when I was miserable, it wasn't sustainable. I didn't keep up with it and then I ended up gaining more. But this program, I feel like I can sustain for my life. Like not, oh well, I'm glad that's done. Okay, I quit now. I lost my 10 pounds. I'm done. I feel like I can keep going and then I want to keep going because I feel so good. And I would like to keep the 10 pounds off that I lost. I would like to keep it off and maybe a few more. But also I will say that I am doing cardio via dance and I'm doing the strength training, but I don't really have to do that hit anymore that made me feel like I was gonna die in the middle of the workout or throw up. So I'm super happy that I don't have to do that anymore. And I'm not sure that was the greatest on my joints anyway. Tons and tons of jumping. If I can do these other things for my joint health and my muscle health, like the lifting, I prefer it. It feels better for me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And a whole host of reasons why, um, if you don't like it, don't do it. And it wasn't doing you any favors anyways. So I mean, those revelations are huge. Just the mindset shift from victim to feeling autonomous, like you have control, you have authority over what's happening to you.
Mhm.
I think that's just amazing. Um, if you don't mind telling me a little bit more about kind of the experience. You already mentioned it was surprising about, like how much food you were eating. But also, what about like the support, guidance, having that sense of camaraderie? How did that land for all of you? For you? How did all of that land for you? Oh my God, I can speak. I promise.
Um, I thought that was really good. There was finally somebody in my life who cared about my sweaty post workout selfie, like flexing my arm and just cheering me on. I love that. And I really like the fact that, Missy said, if you hate any of these exercises, just tell me and we'll figure out something that fits your body better. I didn't feel trapped. I didn't feel like I had a drill sergeant telling me what to do. I didn't feel like, oh, this doesn't feel good to me, so I'll just quit the whole program. It did not feel like that at all. I felt like she was willing to listen to me and to take my feedback into consideration. I've rarely exercised that, but knowing it was there, I thought that was great because I haven't really had a problem with anything she's given me. Like, I don't love push-ups, but I'll do them. Like, I don't really have anything that I was like, this is a hard no. She's also been really super adaptable because the one way I have been really picky is that I won't drive to the gym. I have my own home gym set up, and so she has built my workouts around the equipment that I have and the space that I have, and that is worth its weight in gold because I know I will not drive to the gym 4 days a week. But you want me to go downstairs on my lunch break 4 days a week? Hell yeah, let's do it. And she's listened to me, and she said, "Okay, cool. We're gonna make this work where you are and what you have. No problem."
Ah,
And just absolutely key because I would have quit by now had I found my local gym had a personal trainer session on your birthday. It was free, and they assessed you and they pinched your fat and they did the weight and how flexible are you? And oh, I can create a program just for you. Just come to the gym 5 days a week. And I'm like, nope, I'm not. I'm not interested in that. So having this virtual thing is perfect for me.
and a system built for you.
Yes, custom built for me. I'm not like in some class where there's 20 other people and we're all doing the same thing, which makes no sense because my body's different from number 19 and 18 and 17 and every other person in that class. Instead, it's built just for me and for my goals. Like you guys in the beginning asked me, what do you want? I want to get stronger in dance. So Missy designs some of my exercises for my upper back, for my top line. She designs them for my quads, for my waltz basics, my lowering and waltz. And also the aesthetic. I want to look hotter, and it worked. It worked. I feel great.
Very cool. Okay, well, what would you tell someone who feels stuck, overwhelmed, or like you said, just a victim is totally behind? What would you tell that woman?
Um, I would tell her that the most important thing in finding a way out and finding a solution is to find a program or a human who knows about women our age. Because this program being designed for us, you can tell, right? Your clientele isn't 20-year-old jocks. It's not. It's women who are busy and who are moms and have a freaking career and have a dance hobby and um are fighting their hormones and fighting they're tired because of perimenopause. Like it's really important for you for somebody to try to find a program like yours because it's tailor made for them in their situation where they are. And it's going to give them support they need, right? 20-year-old jock on the other end of your calls is not going to need, as much motivational support maybe as the women in your program might. And I have. So that's what I would tell her.
Yeah, those 20-year-old jocks, they just need to, stop drinking a little bit of beer and look at a
And then they're
dumbbell.
fine, right? They're just going to get, pump out their reps and be done, whatever. Takes a little more
Um,
finesse for women
it's a
over
lot more
40.
nuanced. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, I just have one more question for you. In one sentence, how would you describe working with us?
Oh God, that's hard. I've given you like 50 million sentences. Um,
I can ask that a different way, if that's helpful. How would you describe your results?
1000% worth the risk that I took signing up and making the financial commitment, and B, the work I have put in, the the calorie checking and the changed decisions in my diet and the hours in the gym when I didn't really want to finish the last couple of reps and I did anyway. It was 1000% worth every bit of that effort and risk that I took. Um, Looking back, it was the answer I didn't know I needed. I really didn't know. I thought this would work, but it was so much more than my expectation. Um, I didn't just lose 10 pounds and hit my goal or whatever. I have found a sustainable way to be in control of my health and allow me to do the things that I want to do for my life, not just like a quick fix of 10 pounds and I'm done. Does that help?
Oh my God, you're gonna make me cry. Yes.
I mean every bit of it.
No, I know. I know you do. And I can tell. And I really am gonna cry.